Hey everyone! So, I'm getting set up for the live stream to unbox my mystery oracle deck. And yes, let me just check if everything is working okay. Once again, YouTube has sort of forsaken me because my actual scheduled live stream, I can't go live through it. I had to do a new live stream, which is very annoying. But anyways, so I'm just going to get everything set up here. And then we can start with the beautiful, beautiful Oracle deck. I'm really excited to unbox it. And I have to admit, it was quite hard to wait this long for this live video to start, but I didn't want to unbox it without anyone watching. I figured I'm either going to make a video about it or a live video, and a live video is just so much nicer and quicker, you know. So I figured, hey, let's do it. Hey, Amethyst Soul. I hope I'm still there. I'm having trouble with my own stream. I have the stream running like next to me. Hey, Sandra. Let me know if you can see me or if it's not working, because my stream isn't working for me. Just going to reload real quick. Okay, it seems to be working. Sorry, I have to figure this out. It might just be my laptop being weird. Okay, I think it's working. So let me know if the light is okay. I'm just going to adjust that a little bit. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, awesome. Oh, so then it was just my laptop probably. So it's really good to see you. I'm live twice in a row. That's really crazy. Let me know how your day was. I had a really nice day. I feel like we are in this awesome phase where it's transitioning very slowly to fall, at least here in Germany. So the leaves are kind of going yellow and going red, but it's still warm and the sun is beautiful. So it really, hey, Celtic Witch, good to see you. I'm glad you're here. So yes, I've been really enjoying just being out for a few minutes in the morning and just, you know, in between my work breaks and everything. I just try to catch up with nature a little bit because I really, really love fall. Like so many people, fall is one of my favorite seasons. So yes, I'm really excited about this. I'm just going to wait like one more minute or so, and then I'm going to reveal what the deck is. Someone on Instagram actually already guessed it, like probably a hardcore collector. Um, yeah, but that's okay. So while we are waiting a little bit, I will just show you that. Ah, you did. That's awesome. So virtual hugs for everybody, basically. So while we wait, I just want to say that I'm reading this book right now. And I'm probably going to do a review on it very quickly. So just so you guys understand, whenever I look to the right, I'm looking at your comments, so you don't think I'm crazy. So yeah, basically, it's all about the divine feminine and about, is it right way around? Yes. It's about goddess energy, archetypes, which some of you may know is one of my favorite topics. And it sort of connects to the deck that I'm going to unbox in this, which I'm super excited for. I know I keep saying that. But I can tell you it was super hard because it came through Amazon only yesterday, but already I was like, okay, you cannot open it, you have to wait. And I did. Welcome to everybody who's joining. I haven't revealed what deck it is yet, but I'm about to basically. I'm just going to wait if anyone else wants to join. Yes, I'm excited to hear whether any of you have this deck. I'm just gonna grab it. Ah, it's so beautiful. Wait, do I have my, yes. Let me just get my cutter set up. I've been watching a lot of unboxings lately, and I know that people are always so sad when they don't have scissors or don't have a cutter, so I am well prepared with this. Yes. Okay, I think it's time. It's time, it's time, it's time. I can't ramble on about other things anymore. I'm also going to draw a card for anyone who wants one, by the way. I don't know this deck yet, but we'll see what happens. So, woo, what's the deck? I need like a drum roll or something. But I don't have one, so I'm just going to show you. Ha! Yes, it's the Sacred Rebels Oracle. I have seen this deck around, and I think it has some of the most beautiful imagery out there because I'm the kind of person who doesn't like very thick borders, and I don't like if it has like huge titles and a lot of text on the cards. I just kind of want the images to speak for themselves, if you know what I mean. So I feel like this was perfect for me. And well, I will see anyway. I looked at the cards online, but obviously I don't know what's going to be in this box exactly. But yes, and I'm super excited to try it out. And the reason that I had not gotten an Oracle deck before now was that I always liked the structure of tarot, you know, the logic behind it that sort of fuels your intuition. But now I feel like I was just craving something that is more intuitive and that I can also nicely put up on my altar or anywhere where I want, basically. Hey, Moon Mom L. Yes, here I am. Sorry, I couldn't do it through the scheduled stream again. YouTube is being weird, basically. So, this is the deck, Sacred Rebels Oracle. And what was I saying before I interrupted myself? Yes, I wanted beautiful imagery, something for my altar. I'm just going to open this as I ramble so that you guys have something to look at. So this is by Alana Fairchild. I saw that she also has a YouTube channel, but I haven't watched a lot of it. So now I'm just going to carefully open it. Oh, and let me know if any of you have this deck, actually. Because I know it has this beautiful, like, divine feminine vibe, and whoops, almost cut into the box. 45 cards and 184-page guidebook. Wow. This is not coming off. Yes, Sandra, you already told me that you have it too. That's really awesome. I'm really impressed that you guessed it. But I guess if you have it, you know the box. So it's a nice sturdy box. Oh, amethyst. So maybe you ordered it around the same time as me or something. I ordered it a few days ago. But we're going to look at it together. So, Alana Fairchild, Guidance for Living a Unique and Authentic Life, it says. Artwork by Autumn Sky Morrison. So, nurture and celebrate your individuality, authentic truths, help heal the world, shaking things up. Yes, sounds good to me. I'm just reading the back. Oh, a month ago, amethyst. Wow, I would not manage to not use it for that long. Hey, Jules, good to see you. So I've already revealed what the deck is. Sacred Rebels Oracle. All right, I'm going to open it up if I can. So on top we have a blank sheet of paper for protection probably. Ah, amethyst. That's cool that you only start at the beginning of each month. Woo. Wow. So this is the book. Oh, I gotta smell it. Ah, fresh cards. It kind of smells like mushrooms. I don't know why. Oh yeah, so there's Alana. Yeah, so you do have a lot of text for each card. The pages are very, very thin, so there's a lot in here. Oh yeah. Ah. Let's see, let's see. So here's the cards. Let me just get them open. There we go. So they have an interesting size. They almost remind me of the Thoth Tarot in size, the large Thoth that I have. And oh, the backs. Oh, the backs are different from what I thought, because a lot of the reviews actually said that it had this image on the back. So if you've had it for a while and it has that image, they changed it. Oh, Jules, that's good to know. It's good because I don't have anything from Alana yet. I don't know anything about it, so. Okay, the cards are a bit sticky, so I will like. I love that noise. There. Now they are a bit unstuck. They have very nice quality, very nice cardstock. None of them have dents as far as I can see. And I'm very happy about the backs. I like these backs a lot more than these because I feel like this is such an intense image and seeing it on every single card would sort of confuse me possibly. Yeah, get them out. Hey, Sven. Yeah, my nails are still there. Yeah, Amethyst, definitely take a look at your deck. Yeah, I wonder if your decks are different. So I guess I will show you some of the cards, which means I can't look at them myself. But yeah, so I love the colors in them and I love the clarity of the images. 3 is inspiration. 2 was inner trust. 1 was after the storm. I love that it's holding this geometric shape right here. So I have to say the quality is quite awesome. Against the grain. Follow your own rhythm. Shock of the new. I found this one incredibly interesting because she has all of these ideas and energies around her, on her head. Whoops, these are sticking together. Legacy of Light. Here's the image that I thought was on the backs. Be the hunter, not the hunted. I found that one particularly interesting when I was looking through all of the cards. And the 8, of course, I always associate with strength because of normal tarot cards. So I thought this was a very cool concept. What do you feel? I can't say that I love this card. I feel it's a little bit too modern. And I like my cards very fantasy-esque, very magical, you know, very imaginative. And this one where she's wearing a tie and a shirt, I mean, I get why, you know, she's supposed to kind of wear the uniform of conformity, but at the same time step beyond that because she's following her own thoughts. So it does make sense for sure. But when I first saw the card, I wasn't so wowed with it. Releasing allegiances. Oops. Diving for light. This one is amazing. I can definitely see this one going on my altar all the time because I just want to consume its energy. Every journey starts with a single step. Power of attraction. Going beyond normal. Yeah, I love this one because she has a key that goes into her mouth. And I have to say, yes, that the borders are just the right size for me so that they don't take up too much space, because a lot of oracle decks out there, I feel like half the card is just the space where the huge title is displayed. And I really prefer it much, much more to have the thinner borders and to give the space to the card. Big, bold vision, that was another one I liked. So I'm very happy about all of these close-up images of just women and goddess energies. I'm going to have to read in the booklet if it says anything about whether these are supposed to be particular goddesses, which is very possible. I will just look through them real quick. If you do want me to draw a card for you, then let me know now in chat so that I know what to prepare for. Dream a beautiful dream. Oh, amethyst. You can never have too many decks. Ah, that's that's cute. So which 3 do you have? If you tell me the numbers, I can check if I can find them. Beyond the mind, the heart beats. Aha, so here we have the back of the card. I don't know how much I like that. Honestly, I do like it better when the backs of the cards do not have images that are also on the front, you know, when it's a bit simpler and a bit more minimalistic on the back. Yes, Jules, I will definitely draw a card for you. She feels, she knows. I also love this one because I feel like she's almost crying. Oh, Amethyst, you have the other image on the back. I'm really intrigued now. I'm intrigued. Maybe I just got a really new version of it, which would surprise me. I think this one actually said dollars on the back. So maybe I have the American version. I don't know. Maybe they just sometimes ship out the American one, sometimes the UK one. Defend to the end, the worthwhile. Oh, I love that one. I think it's very interesting how they pair very colorful imagery with black and white, and then also black and white with some colors. Whoa, this card is crazy. I don't know if you can tell, but her fingers, her arms are actually made, like you can see the bone through her skin. It's so thin. And same with the fish, actually. You can see his skeleton. Moonmom L, yes, I will draw a card for you. Ah, Sandra, yours is French and has the other image on the back. That's crazy. Let me just write down real quick. So Jules is getting a card. Jules was first, then Moonmom L, Amethyst Soul. Okay, awesome. Since I don't know these cards, I'm probably mostly going to read from the book. I will see how I do it. Like first, before I shuffle them, I have to unstick all of them because they are still quite sticky. Collaborative dreaming. Isn't that something? Seeing the true you. Oh, this one is beautiful. Wait. I really love the image on the backs though. There's a key and a DNA strand and all of this stuff going on. And you can also see her bones. Wow, I love that you can see the bones through their skin. That's amazing. Trust yourself. I technically love this card, but whenever I look at it, I feel like something is a little weird about the perspective. You know, you look up at her face, but it's a bit like slanted backwards. I'll probably get over it. Oh, and this one was also one that sold me. In the world, not of the world. Ah, Celtic Witch wants a card too. All right. 37, 17, and 43. I'll look at those. Hey Liz, thank you for being here. I'm unboxing the Sacred Rebels Oracle. I can't show the box right now because I just threw all of the cards onto the box as I'm going through them. So it's buried under there. Ah, sunflower. I feel like, yes, this is Restore and Replenish. That's also a very beautiful one. Oh, the last few are really stuck together. The Sacred Fool, very beautiful. God, they are so stuck together, sorry. Oh yes, and this card definitely also sold me. Sorry if the cards are reflecting a little bit, they are very glossy. Oh, Visions of Life Beyond Death. I thought that was the last card, but there's actually Pandora's Gift. So we have the first mythical figure by name mentioned. I'm very excited to read what it says for Pandora's Gift in the book. Okay, so I will have to see if I can shuffle them or if they are a little too sticky still. Oh, Sandra, yeah, I totally get that. It's so cute. And it has a reference to the tarot, so that makes it way easier to read. Okay, let me see. Yeah, they are too big to shuffle like this. Oh, I just noticed this card is actually a bit beaten up. Oh, that's not good. Because now I can recognize it from the back. It has a little nudge there. I'll forget it. Or I just have to close my eyes when I draw the cards. The one with the owl, yes, Liz. There's quite a few with owls. Okay, so I'm going to start by drawing a card, a general card. A card for me, so to speak. Just to get the energy of the deck rolling. And then I'll get to all of your cards. Hey, Castine, good to see you. I am unboxing the Sacred Rebels Oracle deck, and I'm drawing my first card right now, so you're just on time. All right, so let's draw one. Oh, the perfection of your life. That's the one that I was gushing over earlier. I really love it because I love the imagery of the forest, and I feel like it's one of the only ones that does not have people in it. which is funny because I'm publicly unboxing this deck, so there are a lot of people. Yes, Liz, I will put you on the list. Ah, casting, you guessed it too. That's awesome. Okay. The perfection of your life. I'm actually going to read what it says later because this is sort of my first card, but I want to get to your cards, so I will move on. Take a sip of water. Let me know how you guys are doing. Oops, I just scooted the camera. How are your days? How is your everything? Hey, Bella. Yes, I will put you on the list. Good to see you here. Ah, Amethyst, yeah. That's interesting that you don't have Pandora because I have not seen that in any decks, and the card is also slightly damaged. So I wonder if it just got shoved in afterwards or something. I really don't know. Oh, Bella, I'm sorry to hear today has been rough for you. I'm doing pretty well because fall is coming and I love fall. So I'm very energetic and I have two new decks. So how could I feel bad, right? Three new decks soon, actually. Tomorrow there's another one coming in the mail. I'm expanding my Rider-Waite Smith collection. So there's a lot of firsts, you know, my first Oracle deck and also my first Rider-Waite deck, actually. Not quite. I talked about it in yesterday's live stream. Technically, it's not my first, but it's the first one I bought for myself and the first one I chose very consciously. Oh, Sven, yeah. I mean, summer is nice, but I'm just really craving fall and, you know, that feeling of Halloween and everything sort of, yeah, everything sort of becoming a bit more calm and cold. I'm not much of a heat person or sun, really. All right, so I'm going to start with the card draws for everyone else. So Jules is first. I'm sure these aren't going to be mixed very well because it's the first time I'm mixing them, but that's okay. So, a card for Jules. They are still so sticky, it's hard to pull it out. Okay. So, the card for Jules is she feels, she knows. I will see if I can get this to show up very well. So, what I love very much about this card is that she almost looks like she cried. That's at least my first association. But she also has a peacock feather. So you have this very stark contrast between outward emotion and an inner knowing that might be painful right now, but also a much more beautiful outside. That's what I feel the peacock feather stands for. So if I just had to go by my intuition, Jules, I would say maybe it relates to something, some sort of pain that you might have, some emotional difficulty that you try to sort of hide. You know, that's what the peacock feather stands for. And even though um, you feel the intensity and you know what might be bothering you, you still cannot quite show it. But the thing is also, I feel like the she knows might also refer to other people. So it might be that even though you are bravely trying to hide it, it's still very obvious that you're going through something, and that other people will be there for you if you choose to speak up. Maybe they are too scared to talk to you about it. You know, if you see someone who doesn't look 100%, it takes some bravery to go to them and say like, hey, are you okay? Because of course you don't want to infringe upon them. You don't want to overstep their borders. So I feel like maybe this is calling you to communicate more openly. And now I didn't even read the book. I just sort of went with the flow. I will see what the book says. So this is card 22. She feels she knows. I'm just going to read the first paragraph because there's quite a lot, so I will just read that. An illumination is erupting from within you as a vision that is bringing what was once obscured into clarity. This is not likely to happen as a blinding, shocking insight, but as more of a softer, gentle knowing. It is like knowing something without understanding exactly when or how you came to know it. Oh, that's beautiful. It almost makes me think, you know, of those times that you cry and you don't know why you're crying. But there's something deep inside of you. And I mean, everybody can maybe vibe with this card. So it's not just for Jules. Maybe everybody can sort of feel that energy of, you know, feeling something deeply, not being able to place it for a while, but then you understand what that emotion was about, what that crying was about, possibly. So gaining that understanding and openly communicating it with others and being honest to yourself as well. So I hope that resonated with you, Jules, or with anyone else for that matter. I really like, you know, whenever I have a card drawn for myself on one of these live streams, I really try to listen to everybody else's card and see how they feel about things and see, you know, how that is shaping up for them. Yeah, this card is really damaged. I was able to recognize it from the back. It has some scratches on it and the side is coming off, so I feel like this might have been wedged in afterwards. That's a bit strange. Maybe I'll just keep it outside on my altar or something. Awesome, Jules. You're very welcome. Okay, so I will go on with Moon Mom L. Moon Mom L's card coming. Oh, okay. So Moon Mom L, for you, I drew number 10, Releasing Allegiances. I'll see if I can get it to show up on the camera right. So this is one of the black and white images. Only her jewelry, her golden jewelry, and the bees on her body are colored. So what I really love is this sense of safety that this has, a sense of safety that you created yourself, because allegiances are almost like debts, you know, connections to other people that you have and that make you feel like you have to fulfill their expectations and, you know, kind of live through other people, live for other people, to satisfy other people, to make other people happy, and releasing these feelings of what others expect from you I feel is what this card is about. And I find it quite interesting that she is covered in bees because, you know, bees are very related to having their hive, having all of their, everybody sort of working as a community. So it's interesting that they are on her, because it almost feels like she is releasing that responsibility for a community. She is resting within herself, focusing on her mind. So I think that this card is calling you to think about whereabouts you feel guilty in your life, maybe. Where do you feel like you are not fulfilling other people's expectations? And where this is influencing your life in a way that goes against what is inside of you. Sometimes we do things because we want to make other people happy, and releasing these feelings is what this card might be talking about. I'm going to read the first paragraph from the book again. Hey, Jessica, I'm so excited you're here. I'm unboxing the Sacred Rebels Oracle, and I just drew Releasing Allegiances for Moon Mom L, and I'm going to read the first paragraph from the book. 10. It is card number 10. So the Wheel of Fortune, if you will. Okay. Releasing allegiances. It is time to hold on to yourself and let go of another, even if just for a time. You have gained all that was meant to be from that connection, at least for now. You have given and you have received. The need to let go does not deny the value of what has been acquired. It is more that the time has come for greater productivity, creativity, abundance, and consciousness in your life. I think that is very, very great. The need to let go does not deny the value of what has been acquired. So just because you release something and let go of something, that doesn't mean that you say that this connection with a person wasn't worth it, or that you didn't learn from it. It just means that it's time to move on. So Moon Mom L, as I said, you might want to think about whereabouts people expect a lot from you and what deep connections you have to your colleagues, your children, your friends, and which connection might need a little break. Not out of a negative feeling, but because it's time to focus on yourself, your own goals, and move on and become greater, your greatest self. All right, let me just take a quick look at the comments because Jessica just came in. Everybody's saying hello to Jessica. Oh, you've been fighting with your internet. Oh, I'm sorry. I hope it's not my stream that's causing the issue. But yes, it is a beautiful deck full of very feminine, intense energy. So Moon Mom L, I hope that this deck or this card resonated with you and helped you. Yes. Let me just take a sip of water. All right, so Amethyst Soul is next. All right. Oh, I think I'm already mixing up the... Sorry. I hate when some of the cards are wrong way around. But anyways, I'm going to pull Amethyst Soul's card now. It's the same card as mine. Wait a second. I'm just reading the comments real quick so I don't miss anything. All right. It's 30, the perfection of your life. So I was actually talking about this card earlier because for myself, I drew it as well. And sorry, I'm just bothered by all of the cards being like different ways around. Released. So, yes, I'm actually going to read what the book says. You have this beautiful pattern that looks like the flower of life, I think, and of course, paired with a beautiful forest that actually reminds me of Bob Ross a lot. So I feel like there is this sense of nurturing from the earth because I don't know if you can see it, but the flower of life is sort of giving off rays that seem to nourish the forests. So the trees are sort of an expression of the energy of Mother Earth. And this might be calling you to connect with nature, as blatant as it sounds, but that's sort of the vibe that I get from it too. The perfection of your life doesn't lie in the city, it might not lie in your job, it might lie in just, going out into nature, relaxing, and sort of appreciating what you have, appreciating the flower of life that you draw strength from, which is Mother Earth, and just reconnecting with that and seeing, appreciating how awesome your life really is. Yeah, Jessica, I think so too. So, I guess we both have to appreciate that our life is great. I'm going to read the card now, the text from the book. So, this is 30. The perfection of your life. Have you ever seen a storm pictured from above? It can appear to be so beautiful and elegant. This is certainly different to the ground view, which can be quite a violent experience. So too, there is great beauty in your life now. However, at this point in the natural process, you may be experiencing it as anxiety inducing rather than beautiful. You may sense it as internal chaos. You may feel it as something that is waiting to erupt from within, as a restlessness or an anxiety that you cannot quite articulate, but sense vaguely nonetheless. Perhaps the chaos is fully fledged and a person or situation in your life is causing all kinds of havoc, upheaval or change and uncertainty in your world. That's actually interesting. Oh, amethyst, that's awesome that the card goes on your altar now. Yeah, so I haven't, I mean, I guess I don't quite see the storm in this card, but I feel like I kind of have the same or had the same idea when I first saw it about appreciating the beauty of everything around you, even if it feels like you're stuck in the city, maybe, or you're stuck in a certain job, or you're stuck in a routine. Everything that makes us feel disconnected from ourselves can sort of be reconnected in nature. And that's what I feel this card talks about. So it was actually pretty spot on. Jessica, this is card number 30. Yes. All right, so I hope that was awesome, Amethyst, and me too, because that card was for myself as well. All right, so Celtic Witch. I'm drawing a card. Oh, that's awesome, Amethyst. That's great. Yeah, lately I've been feeling a bit stuck in the city, I have to admit. I've been feeling a little bit like, oh, can I go to the forest? But the forest is sort of far away and not that easy to reach. But I should really use this weekend's nice weather to still go there. All right, so Celtic Witch. Ha! What do you know? It's the same image as on the backs of the cards. This is number 21. Beyond the mind, the heart beats, it says. So I was talking about this card earlier. There's just so much going on. I love the symbolism that is everywhere. So you have a galaxy here in the back. You have a nest with eggs on top of her head, which I feel is sort of a typical empress imagery. Then you have a little hermit's crab going up her hair. You have cogs. You have fallen leaves, a DNA strand, jewelry, and a key around her neck. So there is a lot of imagery going on there. Beyond the mind, the heart beats. So this sort of reminds me of that other card that was about creative release and having, she had like a piano and a sunflower in her hair. So I feel like this is very much about a long-term vision. She has those eggs on her head, which stands for, hatching an idea, maybe having a new idea that she wants to materialize, and sort of going into the workings of that new idea. So do you know yet what exactly you want to do? Do you know the inner workings of it? That's what I see in the DNA and the cog. There are a lot of practical aspects to making a new idea materialize, but there's also a lot of universal and energetic aspects to it, which I see reflected in this galaxy. So bringing those two together is sort of maybe the task at hand for you right now. So yes, Jessica, the interweaving of natural and man-made, science and nature. Exactly. And she has her eyes closed, and you can actually see her bones coming through her face right here. And I feel like this relates to the mortality of us as well. This card has like everything. I'm a little bit overwhelmed. But yes, bringing together those aspects of an immortal idea and bringing it into the mortal realm and sort of giving it a shape, giving it a DNA, giving it, the cogs and wheels that it needs in order to work. So maybe you have an idea, but you're not quite sure how to hatch it, so to speak. And this card is just calling you to remember Celtic Witch, to remember, that you can also use magic to bring your ideas into life. And having the work that you do on the earthly realm, the physical realm, connect to the emotional and metaphysical work that you do is the core of this card, I feel like. Ah, Liz, that's awesome that you wanted to. So I'm going to read the first paragraph of this card for you, Celtic Witch 21. Let's see if my interpretation was anything close to what it says. In the chaos of modern life and the constant fluctuations of our minds, it can be difficult to remember that a sublime sanctuary lies within, yet it is always there. Beneath the ceaseless activity, There is an endless, vast spaciousness that restores and connects us to something greater, something that exists outside of time. Some might call it eternity. Oh, I feel like I'm, yeah, yeah. These texts really go with my first intuitive thought. The passage of time. Get on with it, Jessica says. All right. So I hope this resonated with you, Celtic Witch, and you can bring some magic into the manifestation of your ideas. Yes. So next up, I have Liz. I'm really happy how well I'm able to read with this. I should check my phone battery, actually. I don't want to die on you guys. Nope. We're good. We're good. Not like last time. Or your live stream, Jessica. Oh my gosh. Where your phone also almost died. All right. So for Liz. For Liz, I have number 9. What do you feel? I talked about this card before a little bit, and I feel like the clothing that she wears implies that very stringent, strong connection to uniformity and to, fitting into society. We probably all know what an office job is like or have an idea of what an office job is like. Um, and, that energy of limitation that we feel. And we sometimes, as we are workhorses and we are motivated and we take care of others, we take care of our tasks, we sometimes forget ourselves. And what I really like is that she has the apple and the orange. This sort of makes me think of Newton, when he saw the apple fall from the tree and figured out gravity. So I almost feel like this is a card that calls you to look at the things that are closest to you, whether that's your emotions, or the things that happen around you, and kind of subtracting, or what's the word, drawing from these things that are closest to you, ideas that you can put into being, if you know what I mean. I know I'm sort of being philosophical right now, not very hands-on, but sort of, the idea behind Newton's apple was that he figured out by watching a structure, by watching a little thing, he figured out a structure that underlies everything. So maybe take a look at all of the small things around you and see if there is any structure that feels limiting to you, any structure that you want to free yourself of. Because so often we emotionally get drained by the smallest things every day without noticing. And we don't notice these patterns that we have, whether that's another person asking so much of us, or our job being very expecting of us, or children, or anyone around you, anyone that you are responsible for, or anything you are responsible for, kind of draws your energy. And finding those patterns, the worst energy vampire patterns, is maybe what this card is calling you to do. So I'm going to read what the book says. And then after that, I will take a look at the comments. Number 9. Yeah, I've never even looked at this deck, and I feel like it's going really well. All right, what do you feel? There are many opinions around you. Some are helpful, but others are distracting you from your truth. Although it can be helpful to hear the thoughts of others, when it all comes down to it, you will have to come to your own decision. Do you know how unique you are? How your path is your path to be chosen, lived, and created only by you. Someone else cannot become the source of your decision making power without negative repercussions for both of you in the long run. So that was just, I'm reading the first paragraphs, but this is like everything about this card. So I think this connects with my interpretation insofar that, you know, you're the one analyzing the patterns around you. You're the one figuring out the structures and the philosophies that you want to have behind your own life, behind your work ethic or your social connections. And you can't let anyone else tell you what is the right thing to do and what is, you know, the most efficient way to do things, the most self-loving way to do things. People have all sorts of ideas about how you have to live your life and what your structures should be and your philosophies. And going back to square one and figuring out your own ideas about life, not the beliefs that have been handed to you by other people, is what this card is calling you to do, Liz. I hope this resonated with you. So I'm going to look through the comments real quick. I wish I could make the comments bigger. It's so tiny. Oh, thank you, Jessica. Yeah, this deck, woo! Thank you, Amethyst. Yeah, I feel like the deck and I, we're getting on well. All right. So who is next? Where's my note? There. Bella. Oh, I'm glad, Liz. I'm glad you liked it. All right, I'll just take a sip of water and then Bella's card. Sorry, this took a while, Bella. I hope you're still there. Whoops, I'm messing these cards up. Hold on. Some of these are right way around. Some of these are wrong way around. Okay. Yes, got it now. Sorry. Bella. Ah, it's that card again. Wow, that's amazing. Glad you're there, Bella. So I wish I could show more diversity in this deck, but Bella, it seems like you are maybe also a bit influenced by other people and a little bit trying to figure out the structures of your life and the belief systems that you have. I also love that it has this flower of life pattern in the back. Again, I think. And it also looks like that cube that the owl holds in the first card, I'm just realizing. And you sort of have the world. So I feel like this is really going from the small things, you know, an apple, an orange, what are they doing, how are they behaving, to the really big concepts, the really big ideas that are embodied by the earth. And this isn't quite the nurturing aspect of the earth that we saw in one of the other cards that Amethyst and I had. Everybody is just getting a partner. Everybody is pairing up through these card draws. Yes, Jessica, exactly. Yes, Liz, juggling, choosing what to pick. And yeah, same card for Liz as for Bella. So kind of taking a look at your whole universe and making a decision based on the structures of your past, but not in a fearful way, not in the way where you think, oh, in the past, when I made that decision, it ended badly. You know, that doesn't always work, that logic. Just sort of re examine the decisions that you've made in the past, but step away from the fear that this may cause for you. Look at it logically, look at it as a lesson that you can learn. So, yes, I'm just going to read the second paragraph of this card because it seems to be popular in this drawing. All right. Here it says, this oracle comes to you because you have become swept up in thinking things through. You have been thinking about which way to go with a matter of importance, and you have got a bit stuck in the logic of the decision-making process. Sometimes we have to accept that any path is a path forward, and if it is not the best path, we can change our approach later on if needed. If we are slightly off base with a decision, life will often shift and move to guide us back on track. That's very beautiful. So it also has an element of trust. You know, whichever decision you make, trust that you will find the right path in the end. If there is even a right path, you know. You're very welcome, Bella. Okay, that was actually the last card. So if anyone still wants a card, now is the moment to jump in. My general verdict on this deck is awesome. I love it. I love the imagery. I love how I was able to connect to it so efficiently. And yeah, I messed up all of the cards, so they are all weird. Okay, Jessica and Castian, for sure. I love drawing for both of you. I'm just going to check my battery real quick. Yes, still looking good. But I need some water first. Okay, Jessica and Castian. All right, Jessica's first. I remember last time I drew a card for you, you had the 10 of Cups, I think. Just remembered that. Beautiful. Number 36, listening for truth. So we have a naked woman, and once again, we have cogs on the left side of the card. And then on the right side, we have the live flower pattern that looks like it is drawn out of stars almost. And she is listening into a shell. So I feel like this deck has a very underlying tone of science and nature, as you said, Jessica. Listening for truth. So, oh yes, and you can also tell she is standing on a beach with a lot of pebbles on it. So what I like very much about this card is that even though it is about inner knowing, it is also very much outward, because she listens to the shell, and the shell is like an echo from the ocean, as some people say. But at the same time, if you think about it scientifically, you are just hearing your own blood, going through your veins. So once again, we have this amazing connection between nature and how we connect to nature, and our own physical bodies and our own mortality and what we are made up of. And just because, some people, when you talk to them about listening to a shell like this, they're like, oh, that's just your blood, you can hear your blood going through your veins. So what? So what? It's still magic, because our whole body is magic, and the fact that we can hear it when we put our ear close to a natural thing, a thing from nature, I think is very powerful. And, maybe you even have a shell that you can do this with. So I almost feel like there might be some sort of almost like a practical element to this. Like, try doing this and see what it does. Let me read the comment real quick. Oh, that's awesome, Jessica, that you do it a lot. And yes, authenticity, drama. Yeah. Yes, our embodied nature. I feel like I say like a billion words, and you just boil it down to 2 words. You're amazing. I'm going to read the first paragraph from the book now. 36 is the number. Okay, 36, listening for the truth. Truth speaks to us constantly, but not always in words. It may communicate through a feeling that is hard to put into words, but brings an inexplicable sense of peace, trust, and the knowledge that somehow everything is going to work out perfectly, even if there is little evidence of how it is all going to happen. You are being asked to listen for the truths beneath the words rather than the superficial message of the words themselves. This is especially true for the communications of those around you, the press, the newspaper, and the mass media. You will begin to hear fear in the words and actions of those around you, even as they preach love. Listen deeper. Listen for the truth. That's interesting, because this is also about listening for the truth in others. And I think that connects very nicely to, the Patreon that you created and the community that you are building on Facebook. And, through your Patreon, you're sort of bringing people together also in more exclusive groups, but also on your YouTube, of course. So listening to your own truth is almost like listening to the truth of others, because whenever you put something out there, you give a task to the people around you, whether that's in your red tent gatherings or on Facebook, you give a little part of your own truth to the other people. And that is quite beautiful, because it connects it connects everything, you know. It connects you to nature and you to other people and nature to everyone. So I feel like my words are very um, inadequate right now to explain everything. And that connects with that card so well with what it said in the book, because sometimes it's not about words. Sometimes it's about listening to your blood flowing because you're holding a shell to your ear. So that's that. That's awesome. Yes. You're very welcome, Jessica. So now we have Castine. Aw, Jessica. I'm glad that the card was reassuring. All right. Ooh, so Castine. It's still very hard to shuffle these cards because they stick to each other so much. But it'll probably stop soon. Oh, I have a feeling this card wants to come out for Castine. Ooh. Number 29, seeing the true you. So what do we have? Oh, oh, maybe it's working here. Okay, can you guys hear me? I think I am back. The image just has to adjust. Okay, let me know if you guys can see me, and as soon as you let me know, yes, awesome, Castine, thank you. Oh, thank God. I really hope my phone can still make it a few minutes. I have it on the charger now. So Sven, also let me know if you're still there. I'm going to be talking about Castine's card for now, and then I will draw a card for you. All right. Awesome. Thank you guys. I'm so sorry. So we were at 29, seeing the true you for Castine. And I was actually just talking about how um, there are lily pads, but no water lily flowers. Instead, you have a teacup here in the back. I don't know if you can see it actually, but instead of a water lily, there's a teacup on one of these lily pads. So we see a woman gazing at her own reflection in a lake, and she is comfortably seated on a sofa, which I find very, I find it very comical in a way. So what I'm seeing in this card is she seems to be very fascinated by her own reflection and is trying to touch it. So I feel this card might be implying that you are trying to get in touch with a part of you that fascinates you, but that you haven't quite been able to define yet, and that you didn't know so well for a long time in your life. And it's awesome that you guys can see me again. Yes. So the water and the water lilies always stand for the emotional depths and the psychological depths of our minds for me. And the water lilies are an expression of that depth coming to the forefront. Now, if we look at ourselves in the reflection of our psyche, we we get to know ourselves in a new way, and sometimes we might not connect with that reflection that we see. I don't know if you have literally maybe been doing mirror work. I know a lot of people love mirror work, you know, talking to yourself in the mirror, telling yourself affirmations, and sort of connecting with yourself in that way. I feel like this card might be calling you to do that in order to find a part of your psyche that might be a little unknown to you. So, for example, I know a lot of us have issues with doing mirror work because, first of all, mirrors are a little scary, let's face it. And second of all, it's also strange to talk to ourselves, to see ourselves. But embodying the energy that this woman has right here, which is related to, you know, loving yourself, loving what you see in the mirror, loving your emotions, your depths, even if they are a little scary sometimes. All of this I see in this card. So I hope that resonates a little bit, Kerstin. I know it was a bit specific about the mirror and the parts of you that you don't know yet. So I hope it still meant something to you or to anyone else for that matter. Yes, I will read the first paragraph. Kerstin, self-love is a huge struggle for you. Let me ask you, it is Self-Love September right now for Kellyanne Maddox, and I don't know if you are, if you follow her on YouTube, probably. I feel like everybody in this community follows Kellyanne Maddox because she's that great. And her resources about self-love have been very, very helpful for me. And it has helped me see self-love in a different light, because sometimes I would just see self-love as self-confidence. You know, I love how I look, I love how I feel, I love my life. But it is so much more than that. Every single decision we can make is self-loving or not self-loving. When we allow ourselves to do something that we know we are going to feel bad about afterwards, that would be not a self-loving decision, if you know what I mean. And that is very meaningful. It has become very meaningful for me because for a long time I never connected with this idea of knowing what will make you feel good and what will make you feel bad, and deciding consciously what to do. So maybe Self-Love September and participating more actively in that, taking notes, I find that to be very inspiring. Even if I feel like the subject of the video has nothing to do with my spiritual or psychological path right now, her videos just bring up all this stuff where I'm like, wait, it does connect to what I'm going through right now. So it's really amazing. Sorry, rambling. Number 29. Wait, yes. Seeing the true you. Sometimes we believe what others tell us we are, as though the self we see reflected back to us through their eyes is truth. Yet the accuracy of a reflection depends on the clarity of that which is doing the reflecting. Oh, that's really interesting. I feel like I have to take these sentences apart for a second. Yes, because when other people see us, they sometimes think they know everything about us, you know, and we believe them, even though we know that there are so many more depths within us. And basing the perception and the love that you have for yourself on other people's opinions or other people's view on you is problematic, and it's very strenuous for our minds. All right, so if the receiver forms an opinion about what is perceived, then what is reflected back to us will, at best, be distorted. I'm sorry, reading this it makes sense, but hearing it is probably a little bit, what? It is not necessarily through ill will, it is just the mechanics of the situation. Even the moon reflects the sun in varying degrees of fullness and clarity. We can learn something of the nature of sun from the moon, but not as much as through direct perception. That's very interesting. And yeah, Kerstin, retraining your brain. Yeah, it can be hard work to when you suddenly pay attention to your own needs and your own opinions and standing up for those. It can be very, very hard. But I think in order to, reprogram your brain, first of all, finding that love and that connection to yourself again is probably what this card is telling you to do. So maybe if you put it like that, it is also calling you to not just reprogram, excuse me, but before you reprogram, to always check in with yourself. What is good for you, not listening to what others might say that you should do or that you should feel or how you should program your brain, but truly reconnecting with your own mirror image, and seeing what's there. Just going to read it real quick. Jessica says, it's so hard. We aren't encouraged to recognize and acknowledge our feelings. We are pushed to focus on the reflected I and not the true personal I. Yes, that is so true. The reflected I that, yes, is reflected back to us from others. I really like that it connected it to the sun and moon. That's a very interesting connection that I had never thought of before. So before I draw Sven's card, let me check the battery real quick. Yes, looking good. You're welcome, Kerstin. I'm glad that it made sense to you. Yeah, I just love her facial expression. If we could all look at ourselves in the mirror like that, the world would be a better world. Yes, all right. So next up, last card I'm going to draw today is for Sven. Oh, number 29 has a meaning for you too. That's beautiful. That's awesome. All right, so for Sven now. Whoa, okay. There's a card that wants to come out. There's actually two. So I have number 5, follow your inner rhythm. And the other card that came out was actually beyond the mind, beyond the heart. Beyond the mind, the heart beats, I'm sorry. But this one was the first one that came out. So number 5, follow your own rhythm. So what we see in this card is a beautiful woman dancing with no mind about what she looks like or how she relates to the world. The whole reflected I, she does not pay attention to that. She is simply dancing for herself, not for anyone else. And in the background, we have these strands of stars again, and something that almost looks like a heart shape. Yes, and she seems to be wearing a dress that is almost also made of stars, I feel like. So a lot of these cards have been about, inner truths and connecting to what is inside of you, but all of them, I feel like, have also a very clear suggestion. You know, for casting, it was looking into the mirror, for example, and trying to work with that. And with this, I almost feel like it's literally asking you to dance. And I know dancing, especially for men or a lot of men, is a subject that they aren't so so interested in, I will say. But it is in the end an expression of your innermost truth almost, because when you dance without anyone watching to a music that you chose yourself, whether it's from a video game or disco music or any old song that reminds you of the old times, listen to some music that makes you want to dance and that brings up memories for you. And yes, I feel like that might be the direct message, but at the same time it is of course also calling you to approach life as if nobody is watching you, because if you are on your own, we sometimes have this tendency to still think that there is someone there watching us. You know, even if there is nobody around us, it is hard to dance as if nobody is watching because we feel watched. And this in psychology is called self-surveillance, where you are basically on surveillance about yourself. And this does not only apply to physical, strange movements and dancing, but also to feelings. What feelings do you not allow yourself to feel, maybe? What feelings do you feel need to be suppressed because voicing them to everybody else would be shocking to them? But this isn't about other people, it's about yourself. And you can feel these things and you can allow yourself to feel them. And I think this is the very important message of this card, not to be your own policeman, basically. Don't police your mind, your thoughts, your feelings, or your physical appearance, your physical actions. All of it can be free if you forget what society has told you you are allowed to do or you are not allowed to do. So maybe think about where you are suppressing feelings, not talking to other people about certain subjects because you feel they are unacceptable or embarrassing. All right, I will read the first paragraph. You are talking about powdering shiny decks. Yes, Sven, exactly. Follow your own path regarding life rather than use the path of others. So, let me read the first paragraph. Card 5. Deep within you are moved, no, deep within you are moved by an ancient, powerful force that cannot be tamed. It is the rising pulse of your connection to the life force. You feel it in your bones, in your blood, in your heart, and in your belly. When there is something dying within, you sense it falling away, no longer needed. You sense when it is time to rest and be patiently in transition. You feel the stirring of agitation and restlessness when new life calls you to create, to act, to step forward and to take a risk. You know that you march to your own beat, that no one else can tell you what your inner rhythms are, and that you must trust in your own timing. You cannot be rushed or forced, nor can you be held back when it is time to burst forth. Life celebrates and supports the natural rise and fall of your inner rhythms. That's very beautiful because that also connects the card, I feel, to a recognition of the cycles around you, whether that is the moon cycles or your own inner, your inner workings, because during some times of the month you are more active and during others you are more withdrawn. And taking that time without having to fight with somebody else about whether you are allowed to take alone time or whether you're allowed to go out and have fun, that is very important in this card as well. And yes, I feel like there's something I'm not quite, that I can't grasp. Maybe you know it, I don't know. My intuition is pretty tired right now after so many cards. So yes, maybe that's a subject that you can pay attention to. Whereabouts do you feel that you are working with someone else's rhythm, and how can you reconnect with your own? All right, so I'm going to read through the comments real quick. You're welcome, Sven. We can talk about that later again, maybe. I feel like there's more to this card. Yeah, Jessica, I know what you mean about the plastic decks that are very shiny and hard to shuffle. Yeah, so I mean, I will definitely enjoy this deck, and I feel like with time it's going to be easier to shuffle. I usually don't powder my decks. I didn't powder the Ostara either. But I can already tell that some of these cards, yeah, they have some little damages, and that is annoying me a bit, because I will absolutely be able to tell you from the backs which cards is the card number 45, the Pandora card. That is only in the new editions. But that's okay. I'll just have to draw with my eyes closed. So yes, I think I will wrap this up now. 1.5 hours again. Wow. You guys are so amazing. It's so much fun to hang out with you. And I hope you enjoyed it as well. I might do more unboxings like this whenever I have a new deck. Sometimes I think, no, I have to unbox it on my own. This is sacred, and, I want to sort of enjoy it without anyone else present. But I feel like opening up this deck and doing so many readings. Oh, Jessica, Virgo. Did I do something Virgo-esque? Oh, you mean because of the damages on the cards? Yes. Well, I wouldn't mind so much, but if I can tell which card it is, it will bother me. But yes, my Virgo ascendant is definitely showing itself. All right. So yes, I feel like I definitely gained a very deep understanding of this deck, of that relationship between nature and science that it shows, that I hadn't, that I probably wouldn't have noticed until in a few days after I drew more cards from it for myself. So drawing for others, paradoxically, is actually very helpful in connecting to this deck. So I shouldn't always hermit away with my new decks, I think. Oh, Bella, it's all right. Yeah, I mean, I rambled on for so long that you're basically not late anyway, even if you came in 20 minutes in. Thank you so much, Cassie, and I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yes, I will share them, Amethyst. So yes, thank you for everybody. Thank you for everyone. No, thank you everyone for watching. And Bella, I hope you can recuperate a little bit, rest a little bit. And yes, Yeah, Jessica, exactly. I sped up the connection with the stick. So, yes, thank you again. It was an enjoyable, lovely evening with you. And I look forward to more lives like this. Yes. The end is always the hardest. I love you all. I will see you soon. Enjoy your life, enjoy your day, be generous, be brave. It's worth it. I love you.